You know, there are certain African leaders that you don't touch, not because they're untouchable, but because they're covered by the masses. The masses love them, they respect them, and they honor the duty that they've bestowed upon them. And this is exactly what is happening with Burkina Faso's leader, Ibrahim Traore. The BBC recently tried to run a headline that was a little bit controversial. I'm sure it was just wordplay and trying to get a headline out of nothing. And when I tell you Africans came to the defense of Burkina Faso's leader, they came out in their large numbers. Let me just give you a teaser of this headline. It reads, "Gun-wearing leader sparks attention at Ghana's inauguration." When you read this headline, irrespective of what is in the body, it almost comes off as if people were scared and he wasn't supposed to be wearing this gun and he really broke protocol. But when you watch the inauguration, it tells a completely different story. Hello there, how are you doing? Welcome to another episode of our conversations. My name is Ondiro Oganga. I'm a business journalist by profession and a digital content creator. I love coming on here, having conversations with you guys about Black people, Africans, our empowerment, how we can rise up and take our rightful place at the global stage. Connect with me on social media at Ondiro Oganga, or you can be catching up with me here on YouTube as we'll be posting more frequently. Today, I want to talk about the BBC versus Africans versus Ibrahim Traore, because this was one of the most interesting topics, not just on the article, but also on Twitter. And we'll just go to the article straight away. So the headline reads, "Gun-wearing leader sparks attention at Ghana's inauguration." And then we go to the body where it says Burkina Faso's military leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore, attracted attention when he attended the inauguration of Ghana's President John Mahama with a holstered pistol on his waist. The more I read this, the more I want you to take your time and just pay attention to the language and the wording. Some may have described this unusual move as a breach of security protocol. Until this point, I want you guys to understand that they haven't given you any context on Traore and why he was wearing the gun, okay? Others have seen it as a lack of trust in the ability of Ghanaian officials to protect the Burkinabe junta chief. It's not clear if Traore had permission to carry the weapon. It's not clear at a presidential inauguration that he was invited to, okay? It is not clear if Traore had permission to carry the weapon, and the new Ghanaian government has not responded to BBC requests for comment. Why would they? While Traore was greeted by loud cheers, now note at what paragraph this comes in. While Traore was greeted by loud cheer and visible applause when his name was announced at the event, some social media users expressed concern about the weapon in the wake of the ceremony. It says, visibly weaponed by head of state at such an important event, although seen as an assertion of power, could be a symbol of intimidation and raise concern about how we enforce our security laws internally. Now, note that this is one one Facebook post, right? This was insanely dangerous thing to do. It's not about trust. For national security reasons, this was very reckless and it shouldn't be allowed. Okay. Now, I want us to go to the next paragraph where now they bring in the security analyst who says that it is unusual for a head of state to carry a sidearm to an inauguration, as the security of the visiting leader is the responsibility of the host. But there is a lot of context that they are leaving out. First of all, Ibrahim Traore is not just a president. He wasn't elected. He's a military leader. To mean there was a coup. He led a coup to overthrow the government of the day in Burkina Faso. I don't know what level of your education is, but even the youngest of people who understand just a little bit of history know that a coup is the most dangerous thing that you can ever do in the history of all political moves that one can make. It's not only dangerous for the country, it's also super dangerous for you. First of all, many of these coups never become successful because they become botched, because the government just swings its arm and its hammer on you with its full force. And if you're successful, you've made very many strong enemies all over not the country, but also the world. Let's set that straight. So he is a military leader who came into power through a coup. There have also been several assassination attempts on his life. That's the reason why his safety is always his concern, and he would like to take that, like he would like to know that in any given circumstance he is able to protect himself. This is a man who's always in military regalia because he's a military leader. I am yet to see him wearing something else. He's always wearing his military uniform, which is part of his uniform. And while I can understand why it was new, terming it as a concern is a little bit of a stretch, because these are conversations that have been had. You do not want to tell me that they invited him and then they told him, like, there was a gray area about whether he should bring the gun or not, or whether he'll wear it or not. There was no gray area. By the time they were inviting the man, I don't know, I have been to several state houses before. Being near a president, the kind of security and protocols they put you under. So trust you me, if they hadn't ironed out the details about what the man was going to wear, if he was going to carry a side piece or not, he would not have been there. Now let's cross over to Twitter. Let's cross over to Twitter, where the real violence was actually happening. Now, the first tweet says, because there was a lot of insults, so I'm just going to try and sift through so that we can read some of the most respectful tweets here. One of the tweets say, "We Ghanaians are not complaining. Don't cry more than the bereaved. We love our dear brother, Captain Traore." And this tweet just sums up. There were pictures of police officers and those who were serving in security, the way they were looking at Traore, the kind of admiration that was on their faces when they were looking at that man. That should tell you everything you need to know about how this man is perceived in Ghana, and it is not a threat. With all the due respect, I think BBC is misreporting this. All Ghanaians are happy to see our brother, Ibrahim Traore, at home in Ghana. The love for him is deep, so please stop publishing false news. This is also very correct, because when Traore entered the stadium, there was a loud cheer. It's like everybody was there waiting for him, waiting to see him. Because political liberation is something that Africans have been yearning for such a long time. And for a young leader to come very boldly overthrow a government of the day that they think is not serving the constitutional mandate that has been bestowed upon them, rather, apologies for that, and then start using the country's resources to develop it and standing up to the West, that is so admirable. There's another comment that says, "There's no concern, please. He could be holding an AK-47 and the crowd would still cheer. Stop the propaganda. Ghanaians love Ibrahim Traore." And these are just some of the comments that have been coming up over and over and over again. And I'll sum up this video by saying that there's this lady who said, "Say his name, BBC. It's Ibrahim Traore, not gun-wearing leader. And name whose concern you are talking about, who was concerned about him wearing his weapon. It's your and African liberals, mainly academics, who haven't figured out that the West sabotages our development on liberal terms. So we have to wear arms." What a way to sum it. What a way to wrap it. Let me know what you think in the comments section about this article that the BBC wrote, and just the reception that Captain Ibrahim Traore Mahama, or rather Captain Ibrahim Traore, has received following his attendance of John Dramani Mahama's inauguration in Ghana. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time.